Alright, this next video is covering how to clean up your tail light. I particularly didn't really like all the reflectors and all the other garbage on there, so yeah, so that's what this will be all about. Stay tuned. Three 10mm bolts that hold it in right here. When I put it back together, I'll kind of show that piece. But this is the actual license plate holder, and again, these reflectors are kind of out of control in my way. Anyways, so I'm going to take this off, which this fits right there, and make it a little more rounded, a little streamlined. I like the light that the Indian gives. I know bolts that are holding this piece of plastic in that hold the license plate light, and so I'm just going to remove this. Basically have the shell, and this is what I'm going to modify. I'm going to basically streamline a nice line that goes like so. That way it's all kind of hidden. Looks good, gets rid of the reflector, still has the strength. So I decided to put this back together again and draw a line on it to kind of mimic the actual bracket. If I go straight with the light, looks like it kind of goes down, which I don't know if I like. If I mimic the bracket, I think the line looks better with the bracket line. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. We'll just kind of start whittling away and see what we get. But I think I like the bracket line from the side view better than to the light itself. We'll see what happens. Alright, before I cut this piece again, actually probably a better way to put it like this. There is one last thing to consider, and the reason why they put this piece in here. And what they did was they put a zip tie hook, basically. So you can zip tie all of your wiring harness into here. So basically you would see this if you looked underneath your bike. Bunch of zip ties holding your harness. But I have a trick for that. The trick is this magical piece. It's a zip tie holder. Put it right through the hole, and what I'll do is I'll put this piece down in here. So double sided tape, and then we'll zip tie this piece onto that. Alright, so basically now I've cut this baby down, and I've used 1/4 inch tape. I'm going to clean that up so the line basically lines up with the bracket. Of course I'll have a little overhang because the light will be here, which is basically right here. So This will fit up in here like so. Goes right out of there of the hole, right in here. But so basically what I'm gonna do now is just sand it. I'll try to double time it or triple time this thing because it's gonna be a little bit to fine tune this. So, all right, here we go. Let's check, see how it works. At this point, I really don't care about the light. All I want is that this reflects the way I want it to look. It looks pretty good. Pretty happy with that. A little fine tune action, clean it up a little bit. And yeah. Put the light back in, put this back on, and now we got a little custom piece. I like it. All right, I'm back. So, as everything custom, you have to always customize everything. So, what I have is one of these that I basically use a razor blade to manipulate, and then I just got a piece of pipe with some sandpaper and sanded the roundness of that. The reason for that is because this piece here has to fit in there. So it needs a little bit of a room, so when you bolt this back into the bracket, you can still zip tie all the wiring harness up. Should still be all the way out of the way. Don't really care if it's white or black because you're never going to see it unless you're upside down, and I don't know why you would do that, but anyways. So yeah, I had to modify this little piece to put both of the little shoulder pieces in there. I'm not sure what else you call that. And that way that both bolts could fit, plus have a way to zip tie all the wiring harnesses out of the way so you can't see them. Should be a pretty clean look after all said and done. So yeah, we got rid of all the, and then all I did with this is I got a little carnauba wax and kind of waxed it. Again, not that you're ever going to see this because it's going to be upside down like this. But a little carnauba wax, kind of clean that up, kind of shine it up a little bit, and we should be ready to reinstall. Yeah, I think it looks pretty clean. Like I said, all this will be zip tied up in here. You won't ever see that. And then let's take a look what it kind of looks like in here. So basically, it's got a clean look now. I dig it. I'm gonna go ahead and pre-stage a zip tie and see how this thing works. So that'll be my wire harness holder, strap, whatever you want to call it. Should be pretty clean and out of the way. I should still be able to put the bolts back in. About to find out. And make sure that little washer deal seats in that little hole, because sometimes it doesn't seat correctly and it'll pop out. It'll actually cause a little lip. See how it's kind of standing up right there? So you just got to loosen up the other one. And then there, finally seated. I'm not sure how many people are going to be taking apart their rear mount to do what I've just done, but who knows? Might be the next best thing to sliced bread. All right, there she goes. All right, let's take a look. It's a clean look. Like it. All right, so this gasket, it's for the light. And you have to run the wiring through this hole here, which I was fighting that for a few minutes, which I don't like to fight things. And all right, so let's get back to putting this back together. Gasket fits really well. Now, get the wiring figured out. This was originally zip tied from the factory. So I'm going to re-zip tie it back up in there. Okay, go get some 10mm. And she looks clean. That's what I'm talking about. Look how clean that looks, all blacked out. It looks killer.